welcome my fab fans, the Glam's new video. We got right into it. We're going to be building the little whale. It's so cute looking, and one of my favorite coworkers, she really wants it. I have to say one of my favorite because I love all my coworkers for different reasons. Like, my highest ranked manager, I love that he's chill as fuck. One of my other managers, I love how kind she is and how, like, good at her job she is. One of my managers, I love how clean she is. And one of my managers, I love how good at customer service they are. They're just really, like, nice and, like, polite, really good at just being ready to answer. Love all my coworkers for different reasons. Because they're just genuinely awesome people. And not everyone gets a good crew with awesome people. I get that. But our crew is very nice, and we care about each other, and we're always there for each other. We even give each other rides when, like, one person's having car troubles. We don't mind. We all chill. We all pretty good friends. We all get along. There's, of course, the occasional gossip because people keep it to themselves how they feel about certain things, but not getting done. And I'm just like, you know, if you just said something this time instead of waiting, it would have already been solved by now. But some people like to keep their emotions inside of their brain and not out, and it really builds up pressure and makes them blow up on people when it shouldn't. If you have a problem, say something. I promise it will not end anyone. It will just make you feel better. And a lot of people don't understand that about themselves, and I get it. But figure it out. I promise everything will be better if you just say something. Do I talk to everyone kind of like they're a child? Only if they act like one. And as soon as they start acting like an adult again, I talk to them like an adult. Am I always acting like an adult? Hell no. Do I recognize when I'm acting a little bit childish? Sometimes. Not always. But at least I hold myself accountable when I realize I do. Does it take a long time for me to realize? Sometimes. But guess what? I'm not that far into being an adult. My brain isn't even fully developed. It won't be. Not until I am actually, like, 25. Maybe even 26 if it takes a bit longer. Because, yeah, your brain is the last thing to fully finish building itself as you grow. That's why we're technically not fully adult responsible. As soon as we are adults. Like an 18-year-old, I will not give them the same credit when it comes to responsibility. If they are responsible, more responsible than like the average person their age, I will think it's way more impressive than if someone in like their 20s was. because they had a bit more time for their brain to grow. Like, if a child acts more respectful than a person in their 30s, I would be impressed with the child and very disappointed in the adult. Like, how can a child get the point that they can give people space but you can't? It's embarrassing, honestly. Like, adults should know better, but not all of them do. And it's embarrassing, you know? If you don't think it's embarrassing, why? Are you a childish person? And childish doesn't necessarily mean you like childish things. It means you act childish without being a reason. Without a reason. Some people act very childish. Like, I babysit this one kid. He can keep his room clean and be very organized. And he can even keep, like, shelves and, like, tables empty if you really ask and, like, show him how. Some adults can't do that. And that's when you know there is something else going on in the brain chemistry. If even the adult can't keep a surface clean or thinks it needs to be filled with more stuff. That means you have a hoarding tendency. I actually can keep my tables clean, I just usually don't, since I'm constantly trying to film videos, so I constantly have stuff out, prepared for filming more videos. There is a reason behind my hoarding and just covering desks with shit. Most people do not have a reason to cover their surfaces with stuff. And that's when you get a little concerned for them, being like, you should probably clean that off and not have shit out, or you should stop buying stuff because you have no reason to. The only reason I keep buying stuff is because, one, I have a way to get rid of it immediately. Because my coworkers kind of just like that I make stuff and they want it. And well, also, being a YouTuber gives me some capabilities of, I can have a reason to just buy random shit for no reason, as long as I film a video with it. And that gives me a reason to buy it. Most people have zero reason to buy random stuff, other than they just want it. Buying stuff can bring joy, but if that's your only source of joy, and you don't have a hobby, it's very unhealthy, mentally. If the only thing that is bringing you joy is the fact that you've spent money, rather than you having a reason to, like, or just wanting to, it's a little concerning. And usually that's a trait hoarders have. If I was not capable of getting rid of the stuff that I make in any way, I probably wouldn't do YouTube, because I know I do have hoarding tendencies, and I would in fact hoard all of this shit and keep it for no reason other than I thought it was cute and I wanted to make it. I would just be at my desk alone talking to myself, making stuff for me. Like, that's not healthy. No. The only reason I allow myself to make stuff, because I like making things, is because I know I'm gonna give it away immediately. This whale immediately going to one of my friends, who technically is a bit of a hoarder, but like, she constantly is throwing stuff out as soon as it gets dirty. So it's not that bad. Could be better, but not that bad. She does throw out pans though, because she just doesn't want to clean them. And that's a little ew, but to each their own. I don't like cleaning pans either, so I kind of get it, but like, I want my stuff to last a very long time, and I don't like throwing things out because it ends up in landfills. And I'm a very environmentally sound person, and I very much so care about animals, to the point where I will not throw things out unless I absolutely have a good ass reason for it. Because it just makes me feel bad. I don't like throwing things out unless I have to. Wow, the tail is its own piece. Sometimes I just like listening to the downstairs chatter. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But it's not silent. No, not even a little bit. It's never silent here. Even if I'd like it to be, it's not. Never going to be. That's not allowed. My house is never silent. Something people in my family don't realize, though, is how much I'm willing to sacrifice to help them, or to make sure that they can do something. I don't make much money if I do not have a lot of hours at work. And the only time I really make a good paycheck is when I have my night shift hours, because they put me on for every single day. They don't do that for when I'm just working morning shifts. They will only put me on like once in a while. So I won't make as much money. And I don't think they realized that I really did not make any money while I started babysitting. And the only thing that really made me be like, yeah, no, it's fine, you'll pay me eventually, was the fact that they said they were going to pay me for the babysitting, which would make up for the lost checks. Well, the lack of check. Because during the time I was babysitting, I was making barely $100 a week. That's barely enough to cover gas and food. But I still was just dealing with it, because I'm like, well, they're going to pay me eventually. Back for, like, the clothes and my time. And I was really trying to make sure, like, Hunter was learning something and stuff. Which is why I was doing, like, the flashcards with him. Because, like, the kid needed his stuff, you know? The little monster needed his, like, info. He needed to learn. I don't really like to talk about my financial troubles with any of my family members because they have their own things going on. And I care more about them doing well than me doing well. Because I didn't even know I was going to make it this far. But, you know, I'm still here, still going, still working. I mean, I'm still not very hopeful for the future because life sucks. I'm gonna still try to see what will happen, but I did not think I was gonna make it this far. You can take that as a dark thought or a very depressing one. And a lot of people are really shocked to hear that I actually can struggle mentally. But it's when you kind of get abandoned by everyone you knew that you kind of just don't care anymore. And as soon as I stopped caring, I started making more friends. So maybe they just liked it better when I was like more depressed. I don't fucking know. But I purposely self-isolated myself, and then people showed up, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's not like I was gonna do anything. I was just like, yeah, if I live, I live. If I survive, I survive. But I didn't care what would happen to me regardless. Which some people take that as really fucking depressing, but like, it was depression. But when I was spending more time alone, I realized how much more I like my company than other people's. So I did get mentally better when I self-isolated. I really needed time to like think, and not a lot of people can do that. Sometimes when people self-isolate, it's a bad thing, and they get, like, way worse. But as soon as COVID hit, and I finally could do online classes, I was so relieved. Because I was like, finally, I do not have to wear a mask anymore and pretend to be something I'm not. I didn't like people in high school. It wasn't that they were bad or anything. They were exhausting to be around. Which is not their fault. Like, I just think differently, and I don't want to pretend to be, like, interested in things that they are interested in. I was constantly worried about how people thought, how they saw me. That shit is stressful, especially when you're a kid. Nobody should be thinking about those things. They should just be, like, trying to learn and focus on their future and grow. Some people feed off of socializing. I fed off of being alone because I could do more. I had more freedom. I never felt more free than when I isolated myself from everybody, so I could focus on what was really important to me, which was studying and learning. Which I know not everyone likes to study, not everyone likes to learn, and that's perfectly okay. Some people thrive off of being around others. I don't. I've always been a self-isolator. It's not even, like, anything wrong with people. I love how nice the people in my community are. Whenever, like, people walk up to me and being excited about the character I'm dressed up as, that shit brings joy. But it's also stressful because I get really anxious in public places and struggle being in public. Not everyone does struggle with that. I do. I've always been socially awkward. I the only one who enjoys things like that, but also finds it stressful? Possibly. But will I say it's worth it every single time I've ever gone out and, like, been in cosplay? Every single time. It's always been worth it. Even if it stresses me out so bad. Because the people are awesome. Or at least the ones that I've met. Because some people have had bad experiences, and I really feel bad when people have bad experiences. Because I know the community can't always be that forgiving to people. But it always felt like the community was only bad when kids saw anime get popular and decided to join in as, like, popular kids. I'm gonna use quotes with that because some people make the community toxic. Cosplay is meant to be a way of expressing yourself. It is meant to be very positive. Where the hell did the tail go? It's supposed to be done. Where'd that tail go? Did I really drop the tail and not notice? Wow, I did, but I can't find it still, so. What the fuck happened to the tail? Everything just died. Everything was fine. No, like, what the hell? How did I lose it? Did it fall in my trash can? I don't know what happened to it. Genuinely have no clue. I'm pretty sure I don't even have the pieces to, like, replace it, so I guess I just have a tailless whale until I find it. Peace, love, good night, my fab fans. Rip the disabled whale. Goodbye.
I found a tail. I glued it on. It won't fall off anymore. I used resin. I can give it to my friend now. She'll be happy.